friends, it's Shani, certified feline training and behavior specialist with Wild at Heart, and declawing cats is mutilation. I'm just gonna be super honest. I'm gonna try to get through this video without losing my goddamn mind because I cannot believe that I even have to make this video to convince people that cutting off your cat's toes is not okay. This person argued with me over and over again, claiming that declawing cats is humane. But when I asked them if it would be okay if we were to cut off the tips of their fingers and their toes, they didn't answer. When in reality, they don't even know what declawing is because in the comments, they said declawing is just taking out the nail bed. That type of ignorance is dangerous. Defending declawing and spreading misinformation is dangerous. Just to be clear, just so we're on the same page, declawing is literally cutting through bone and cutting the first digit in your cat's feet. Basically meaning it would be cutting off this part of your finger. There are studies explaining why declawing is inhumane. The fact that we even need studies to tell people that cutting off the tips of your cat's toes is not going to be in their welfare is utter insanity. All right, y'all. Seriously, this subject gets me so fired up. I get so infuriated by people who want cats only to mutilate their bodies. Cats walk on their toes. So not only are you taking away their natural instinct of needing to scratch, you're also completely changing how they walk and their body structure, which has lasting effects. And then there's gonna be the people who say, well, if we don't let people declaw cats, they're just gonna end up in the shelter and they're just gonna die. Wrong, because declawed cats are more likely to have behavioral problems. Why? Because number one, you've taken their first line of defense away from them, so they are more likely to bite you. And a cat bite oftentimes is way more devastating than a cat scratch. Also, declawed cats are more likely to have litter box issues. Why? Because their paws constantly hurt. So much so that they can't even dig in their litter box. Dr. Michael Delgado, who is a PhD animal behaviorist, has an amazing website where she takes scientific research and she explains it in a way that people can understand. So I am going to share some of the research that she has on her website. Here is her website, What Your Cat Wants. And I'm going to read some of what she has stated in this blog entry. In the current study, examination of x-rays revealed that 63% of declawed cats had P3 fragments left behind. This means the declaw surgery did not remove the entire bone as intended. 4 cats also had visible nail regrowth that had not been noticed by their owner. By the way, P3 is basically fragments of bone. She continues, P3 remnants can be problematic because these fragments and the possibility of bony regrowth, where the claw continues growing from the bone, can cause a pebble in the shoe sensation. Declawed cats were 2.9 times more likely to have back pain than intact cats. Elimination outside the litter box was 7.2, biting 4.21, aggression 3, and over-grooming 3.06. This study provides strong evidence that declawing is associated with adverse outcomes for domestic cats. The large sample size and matched controls, as well as the inclusion of radiographs and a physical exam, are a significant improvement on previous studies. All right, y'all. I'm going to read you an excerpt from this book, and I was already against cats being declawed, but when I read this, it made me so angry to the point where I just wanted to cry because I don't understand why people do such horrific things to animals. It's gonna be super honest. I don't agree with all of her methods, though I think there's a lot of great information in this book. Some of her methods I absolutely do not agree with. But she used to work in a vet office and she talks about her first-hand experience helping declawing cats. This excerpt is actually from veterinary behaviorist Dr. Nicholas Dodham. And he tells us, the inhumanity of the procedure is clearly demonstrated by the nature of cats' recovery from anesthesia following the surgery. Unlike routine recoveries, declawing surgery results in cats bouncing off the walls of the recovery cage because of excruciating pain. Declawing fits the dictionary definition of mutilation to a T. Words such as deform, disfigure, disjoint, and dismember all apply to this surgery. Partial digital amputation is so horrible that it has been employed for torture of prisoners of war. And then the author talks about her firsthand experience of helping to declaw a kitten named Charlie. Charlie Cat was no longer a black kitten with white markings. He was now a bloody ball of pain and fury. The kitten had pulled his bandages off during the night and thrashed around his small stainless steel cage so much that blood streaked the walls, ceiling, floor, and even the grated door. There was no doubt he was in pain. He sat on his back legs, careful not to touch his front paws on the floor. He cried nonstop. If you don't want a cat who has claws, then you don't want a cat and you don't deserve a cat. So what can we do beyond being so angry and so upset at the ignorance and inhumanity of people? You can contact your vet today and ask them, how much is a declaw? And see if they do this surgery. If they do, express to them it's not okay and that you will never go back to them again until they take a strong stance against declawing. If anyone out there wants to start a campaign, I would love to be a part of that. I think that there should be a website, and I will offer my own website where we list veterinarians who do these horrific surgeries, and we have a pressure campaign where we ask hundreds of people to contact these vet offices and demand that they take a stance and they say no more declawing. Because sadly, if the vets didn't do this surgery, then it wouldn't happen. People can't do it without veterinarians who are willing to do this mutilation to cats. And as far as the person that's tagged in this video, leave them alone. They are ignorant. I really hope that this video proves to them that they are wrong. I hope that they change, and I hope that they realize that their way of thinking is quite dangerous to cats. And if they really love cats, they would not be promoting declawing in public comments. So I didn't get through the video without feeling really angry, but that's just me. I'm really passionate, obviously, about cats, and there are certain subjects within the cat behavior field that really set me off, and this is one of them. So here it is. This is me. I'm emotional. I don't like declawing. I hate it.